And replacing that estrogen with either tablets, creams, there's even vaginal rings. And most of this estrogen isn't absorbed throughout the body, just a little bit.
So it's just local estrogen.
It's just local estrogen to help, and this isn't a lubricant. This is something to actually treat the tissue. And again, women, you got to use it or lose it. The vagina is a muscle, so if you keep using it, you can prevent this too as you get older.
And is there any risk to using these lubricants just over and over again?
Well, sometimes if you're going to change, because I can't tell you how many women come in for vaginal dryness and menopause, and they may have a yeast infection, again, because the estrogen isn't keeping the vagina acidic and yeast will overgrow, and then this is going to only contribute to it. So it's really important, if things don't feel right down there, to ask your doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Lisa. Well, our next question comes from Cassandra, and like many of you, she says her cellulite is not a welcome body change.
I work out every day. I eat right, but I've developed this cellulite on the back of my thighs. I'm only 36 years old. I thought cellulite was for old ladies. Why is my body changing?
Cassandra is here to get her answer. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is another thing that women can absolutely, it's all of a sudden you look down there and it's like, dang, where'd that come from?
Yeah. I know. It's like I looked in the mirror one day. I mean, I have 3 kids, so I know things are going to show up in places I don't expect. But I used to take care of my grandmother, and she had cellulite. I didn't expect at 36 to look back there and have all those lovely things going on.
Most women, as they get older, have a certain degree of cellulite, and exercise helps to a certain degree, but not 100%, and there's a reason why, and I'm going to explain that to you with this little model. So if you see my little ball here, and the black area represents a mesh, which represents your collagen fibers, your elastin fibers below the skin that are holding your subcutaneous fat where it belongs, okay? So let's say this is a thigh, or maybe your tush. So it's nice and smooth when you're young, but as that collagen and elastin gives, let me show you what happens. And that's exactly what happens with cellulite. I call it fat that's gone wild. It's fat that's popping through the dermis, giving you that lumpy, bumpy appearance, that cottage cheese appearance. And you know what the single biggest culprit is that causes it? Right here. It's your diet. It's sugar. It's binding to proteins below the skin, which is disrupting your normal collagen and elastin, which I talked to you about right here, that's represented in black. That's affecting that, causing those fat cells to go wild. Other things that you want to add are the B vitamins, vitamin B1, B6. Great antioxidants are going to help maintain good protein synthesis. Vitamin E will help. Cocoa butter may help. Adding to your diet, kidney beans, blueberries are great other sources of antioxidants. So if you do that, you stick to your exercising, you will definitely see improvements.
Thanks for coming today.
No problem.
Thank you.
Well, it's time for another question and another body change. This one comes to us from Alex.
I had braces for 4 years in high school. When I was done, I had the perfect smile. Now I'm in my early 20s and look at these teeth. They're crooked. I'm afraid my teeth are gonna go back to the way they were before braces. Is my smile really changing?
We asked our friends at Beverly Hills Orthodontics to help answer Alex's question.
There's no easy answer for this question because for every unique smile, there's a different set of challenges. I hate to say it, but shifting teeth is a part of aging. It's most noticeable in the lower third of your face. Smoking can do a lot more than just make your teeth yellow. It can make you lose bone, and if you lose enough of it, your teeth can shift.
So what do you do if you've had braces as a child or a young adult and you didn't wear your retainer and now your teeth are crooked again? Good news is you can go back into treatment. You don't just have to do metal braces like before. We have ceramic braces, which are clear braces. There's Invisalign, and there's even lingual braces, which are the inside of your teeth. Retreatment is great because once you straighten your teeth, you can then go back into a proper retention protocol with your orthodontist.
Go ahead and open. It should feel tight.
It's perfect.
And then work on keeping your teeth straight for the rest of your lifetime.
Thank you, Dr. Cohen and Dr. Madden. Braces, you guys, when you grew up?
No.
Nope.
Because I wore them, and I have that same issue going on in my lower teeth. But I'm like, you know what? It's okay. Coming up, we're tackling the top 3 biggest changes women experience after having a baby. And then later, we've got a 5-minute health fix that helps turn back the clock and give you younger looking skin. What is it? You got to stay tuned to find out.
I'm 5 months pregnant, it's my first baby, I've already changed so much. What's gonna happen to my body after I give birth?
If you've ever looked in the mirror, done a double take, I promise you, you're not alone. So today we're helping you understand the biggest body changes we all face, including one of the most exciting and terrifying changes many women face, pregnancy.
I'm 5 months pregnant, it's my first baby, and it's an amazing experience. I can't wait to see our baby, but I am nervous to see my body after the baby's born. I've already changed so much. What's gonna happen to my body after I give birth?
Please welcome Julie and congratulations.
Yes. Thank you very much. You look great. Have you gained much weight already?
About 7 pounds.
Oh, see, that's fantastic. And most women in their first pregnancy gain way too much, and that causes just numerous problems. The normal weight gain is about 25 to 35 pounds over the entire pregnancy, because it's about a half a pound to a pound a week that you're doing, and so you've got some room to spare. The other things that happen during pregnancy is your blood volume changes. It actually doubles to support the blood of the baby and of yourself. Your uterus is going to expand to more than like 500 times its normal capacity. It's really going to get huge to support that baby, the fluid, the placenta, everything. But what happens is it shrinks back after pregnancy, but it takes a little while. And these are just some overall kind of changes that happens during pregnancy, but I know you have a lot of questions about after. But first of all, I'd like you to see what some other mommies have to share with you.
Great.
You want to know what happens once you have a baby? 2 words. Stretch marks. I know there are some moms like Heidi Klum that go straight to the runway months after giving birth, but that is so not me. My body has taken on a whole new shape that's more soft than supermodel. After you have a baby, your breasts will never be the same. It's all about the push-up bra.
Unless you want to pee yourself every time you sneeze, you better start doing Kegel exercises now.
But once you hold that sweet little baby in your arms.
But when you see your baby smile.
But when you nuzzle the back of her neck. But when you watch your baby sleeping, it's all worth it.
That's some good, take-home information because we're so, focused on the pregnancy and baby. And when they talk about the different changes in the body, some are hormonal, some are just because of the body stretching. As far as basically, your skin has a stretch over that uterus, right? And so going back, it can cause those stretch marks, which are little scars that come into the abdomen. And those scars, there's nothing to really, get rid of them completely. And it's genetic too. Some women absolutely get no scarring, and some women are completely racked. My son racked me over the coals. So I have used every single thing from microdermabrasion to laser to every cream that you could possibly use. Then there's the breasts. Okay, so your breasts, you're like, hey, and your husband's like, hey, those look really good before and while you're breastfeeding and everything because they get bigger and plumper and they're just perfect. But after you finish breastfeeding, it's sort of like a balloon that's deflated. It can kind of come down and get flat. And again, this doesn't happen to every woman, and especially if you don't gain too much weight. So that's why it's really crucial that you stay within those parameters because that's really going to help you get your weight back, get back to you. And that's really what every woman wants after delivery is to get back to her so she can just be herself as a mommy. I encourage every woman, if she has real problems with her self-image after pregnancy, and I tell this to all mommies because sometimes you really can have been raked over the coals, and then you call up this guy for a mommy makeover.
That's why there's plastic surgeons,
and
that's why there's the mommy makeover. But it's not for everybody. Women, no question, pay their dues having their kids, and certain women, it leaves significant deformities, marks, loose skin, stretch marks, and I think the key is going in to do everything you can ahead of time. As Dr. Lisa said, try to keep your weight at the right weight. Exercise, vitamin E, cocoa butter, I think we both agree to a certain extent that may help. As far as stretch marks itself, we are doing fractional CO2 laser on stretch marks, and that's the single best thing that we can do. Not going to erase them completely, but it does make them better. And finally, like you said, we're doing it all the time. When you know you're done having kids, the so-called mommy makeover, where we do a combination of a tummy tuck and breast lifting and breast enlargement if you have lost volume.
And do your Kegels, because down there it gets affected too, and you have to talk to your gynecologist about it. But again, none of those things. I've seen some ladies who just look absolutely the same afterwards, and I was like, well, dang, if I could look like that, I wouldn't have had just Daniel. But I wasn't going to go through that train wreck again. But again, it's so beautiful and so worth it that it all works out in the end.
Now Julie's sitting here and she's like, oh my gosh.
What have I got
We're giving her the straight scoop though that every woman doesn't get to get, because afterwards you go, nobody told me about this, nobody told me about that, because really if we told you all that beforehand, you might not have gotten pregnant in the first place.
But Julie, best of luck to you.
Thanks
for being with us. Still ahead, the biggest body changes facing your kids, including the dangerous diet secrets your daughter may be hiding, and a big development in the fight against female hair loss, so stick with us.
What's going on with my voice? And when am I going to sound like a man?
I was a late bloomer, and I always remember all the other guys were getting hairy legs,